everyone, myself Himanshu Dhupia. I welcome you all at Universal Group of Institutions, Bangalore. Today we are going to talk about the types of lakes. Okay, so what is the definition of a lake? A lake is a large depression on the surface of the earth and is filled with a large amount of water. As you can see that this is a depression and it is fed up by all these rivers, springs, groundwater, rainwater, river water that all empties into this particular area. That is called a depression. Okay, that is called a lake. Okay, fine. So what are the types of lake? There are many types of lake. The important ones we will discuss. The first is tectonic lake. This particular lake is created by tectonic movements. Plate boundaries we have done in the past. There are three types of plate boundaries. One is convergent, second is divergent, and then one is transform. Okay, convergent boundaries also known as destructive boundaries, divergent boundaries are also known as constructive boundaries, and transform boundaries are also known as conservative boundaries. Okay, nothing get destroyed in transform boundaries. So such type of tectonic movements, example being earthquakes, volcanic activities, because of all these tectonic lakes are formed. Example being this, can you see this, that two plates are moving apart and this is how the Lake George was formed. Okay. Second one is volcanic lake. So volcanic lake is generally found in the crater of a former volcanic eruption. Example being, as you can see in the diagram, that this was a crater, this was a volcano eruption. Now after volcano eruption, this particular depression will be called as crater. In this crater, if there any we can say the water is flowing from in rainwater or any other means, that will be called as volcanic lake. Example of tectonic lakes are Lake Baikal in Russia. As you can see the mapping, it's just above the Mongolia, or we can say it is the deepest and oldest freshwater lake in the world. Okay, it is located in the Rift Valley, formed by whom? Divergent tectonic plates. In examination, question can be asked that Lake Baikal is the result of divergent or convergent. Answer would be divergent. It is the deepest and oldest freshwater lake in the world. Also largest freshwater lake in the world, Lake Baikal. Okay. Second one is Lake Titicaca. It is in Peru and Bolivia. Okay. It is the highest navigable lake on the earth. It occupies a basin in the Andes mountain that was created by crystal warping. Third one is Dead Sea. Everybody knows that the salinity is so high that our body won't be drowned in the Dead Sea. Okay, it is the lowest point on the earth also. Wooden Lake, India, the largest freshwater lake in India. It is also formed by the shifting of tectonics. And the not least, Caspian Sea, the world's largest inland body of water. It is also the result of tectonic lakes. Okay, tectonic plate movements. Okay, fine. Examples of volcanic lakes are Lake Toba, Crater Lake, Oregon, USA, and then Lake Taal. It is in Philippines. So this world, we can say, when we are talking about the worldly lakes, we have to remember the country names also. And recently in UPSC it was the tropic of equator passes through which of the following lakes. So we have to exactly know the important lakes and where their latitudes are. Okay, so Lake Toba, it is the world's largest volcanic lake, you have to remember. Okay, this is how it looks like. Crater Lake, this is the Crater Lake, and Lake Taal, it is in Philippines. Okay, now next type of lakes are tectonic volcanic lakes. Means these lakes are the formation of combination of both tectonic and volcanic activities. Means first the volcano erupted, then the earthquake came. Because of that, such type of lakes are formed. The examples of tectonic volcanic lakes are Lake Taupo, it is in New Zealand, and Lake Atitlan, okay, it is in Guatemala. Okay, so you have to remember the name, and we can say that Lake Taupo is the classical example of caldera lake influenced by tectonic extension also. Okay, result to remember that. Example of the fourth type of lakes were karst lake. So it is created, these lakes are created by limestone erosion, so that the basin created by earlier erosion became filled with the water and transformed into a lake. I will show you the photo. You will know it better with the help of diagram, or we can say see the karst. The first is Plitvice Lakes National Park, it is in Croatia. See this 16 terraced lakes. Can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4. I will start counting. These will be 16 terraced lakes connected by a waterfall. Okay, so the water flows over natural dams of travertine, a type of limestone deposited by mineral water. What is it? Travertine means a type of limestone deposited by the mineral rich water. When the water will flow, if there will be a lot of minerals, it will deposit somewhere. This is how these lakes are formed. These are called karst water system. Generally, when we study the landforms of the earth, in that karst topography is there. So these are the karst topography result lakes. One lake is Lake Srpnica. It is in Slovenia. Okay, this is the Slovenia Lake Srpnica, and we can see it is an example of intermittent lake. Intermittent means not continuous. Okay, it's the largest, one of the largest in Europe. So for the most of the year, it is a big lake, but during the dry season, it will completely drain away into underground caverns. Example being, sinkholes will be created like ponors, Ponors, and these are the example of ponors. Okay. So during dry season, we will be able to see ponors in the Lake Srpnica. Okay, these are the example of karst lake. Then comes glacial lake. Okay, glacial lake, again the result of glacial erosion. As the ice melt, a lake will form in the basin that are along its path. Basically, when the glacier will melt, such type of lakes will be formed. Example being the Great Lakes, the Lake Louise, the Lake Imja Tosho in Nepal, the Seven Rila lakes in Bulgaria. So these are the example of glacial lakes. Okay, you have to remember that. Then comes dams. Okay, and this is Imja Tosho. Okay, it's very infamous for the global lake outburst. You have to remember that. Okay, and what is GLOF? We have to say that glacial lake outburst flood, when the sudden release of water from a lake fed by glacial melt. When a glacier immediately melts, what will happen? The lake will have lot of water, and there is a limit of lake, right? There is limitation of lake to hold the water. It will break, like it, the banks will collapse, and in such type of condition, GLOFs, glacial lake outburst, floods will also form. Okay, so these are the thing. Main feature is that it will be involved sudden. You won't get chance to escape. That's why a lot of deaths happen due to GLOF, and because due to global warming, lot of glaciers are melting rapidly, and because of that, all these things are happening very frequently. Okay. Then comes dam. Obviously, the dams are constructed by humans. Generally, lakes made by humans are often called as reservoirs or dams. Okay, when we create a dam like this, and can you see the dam here? This is the dam, and this is the, don't you think this is the artificial lake? So this will be called as reservoirs. Okay, reservoir water, we can say like that. And these type of dams are also used for the electricity, hydropower generation also. So these are the benefits of the lake. First, hydroelectric power plant. We can lakes can serve as the power plant because it contains a lot of volume water. Can you see? Lot of volume of water. We can generate lot of electricity. It will help in the flood control also. If lot of water will come, it will retain that particular water here. Okay, it will prevent the flooding. Irrigation, obviously it will help in the irrigation. We can channelize this particular water into irrigation facility. Also, we can do fisheries, tourism, recreational activities, clean water source. All these are the benefits of lakes. Okay, so how to preserve lakes? We have to maintain forest sustainability in the upstream part of lake or water source that leads to lake. Basically, we have to, it has to be sustainable development. We need lakes for the hydropower generation, or when we are creating any dam, sustainability should be taken into the mind, because, and to reduce the global lake outburst floods, to reduce it, what should we do? We should plant the trees so that it can handle the pressure of that water. Okay, and obviously we should not throw the trash into the lake, and we should do the soil conservation methods above the reservoir also. So basically we should preserve these lakes to maintain the ecological balance in the environment. Okay, so that's all from today. In upcoming lectures we will talk about the lakes in India. Okay, what are the longest lake, what are the largest lakes, inland saline water, all these famous lakes, natural as well as man-made, we will talk about it. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe the channel, give this video a thumbs up. I will see you in the next one.